It's time for math practice with Miss Flaherty. Here's what you'll need: a blank piece of paper and a pencil and an eraser. Feel free to pause and rewind the video as much as you'd like to work at your own speed. So today in math practice, it's time to do some story problems again. So before we get started, I know in Georgetown we have a few habits that really great mathematicians do every time they see a story problem. So I want you to remind your brain, what are some of the things you're going to make sure you do every time you see a new story problem? Good job, friends. You probably remembered that we always visualize or make a movie in our brain while we read the problem. And we always need to think about what we know and what we're trying to find out. And last but not least, we should show a model. That could be like a bar model or a number bond or maybe even a mathematician picture. And we should write a number sentence to match. So let's get started. Here is your story problem today. And this is about a really special Georgetown scholar who you all know. So as I read the story problem, I want you to make sure that you're visualizing and making a movie in your brain. I really want you to picture our friend Caden, and this story is about his cubes and his toolkit. So really make that movie in your head. Got it? All right. Caden has 4 brown cubes, some pink cubes, and 8 green cubes in his toolkit. The whole toolkit has 19 cubes. How many pink cubes does Caden have? All right, give me a thumbs up if you were really able to make a movie about Caden and his 3 different color cubes in his toolkit. Okay, so now it's time to ask our brains, what do we already know in this story problem? Good, we already know that Caden has 4 brown cubes. Now, does that represent a part of Caden's cubes, or does that represent the total number of cubes he has altogether? Good job, can't trick you. That's a part. So you can label P for part. Okay, what else do we already know? Good, the story told us that he had 8 green cubes. Now, again, is that a part of his cubes, or is that the total number of cubes he has altogether? Good job. That's just a part. So I'm going to label, squeeze it in here, P for part. Okay, what else did the story already tell us? What else do we already know? Good job. It tells us that the whole toolkit has 19 cubes. I just heard some important clue words. Do those 19 cubes represent a part, or do they represent the total that Caden has all together? Good job. That represents the total. So just like my awesome scholars, go ahead and label T for total above 19 cubes. All right, we know a lot of information. So now we need to ask our brain, what are we trying to figure out? What does the question ask us? Ooh, good job. We're trying to figure out how many pink cubes Caden has. Will those pink cubes be a part, or will they be the total that he has all together? Good, that's just a part because he also has brown and green cubes too. Ooh, I'm noticing something a little different about today's story problem. How many different parts are there that are going to come together to make up this total? There's three different parts because there's brown cubes, there's pink cubes, and there's green cubes. So now I want you to use what we labeled in our story, and I want you to go ahead and set up a bar model. A bar model looks like a rectangle, like a candy bar. And in your bar model, show our three different parts and show the total. All right, go ahead and try that. We had about 10 more seconds to finish up that bar model. All right, check out my bar model and see if it looks like yours. All right, so I have oops, 4 brown cubes. That's my first part. Some pink cubes in the middle, and I don't know how many. And 8 green cubes. Now, if I put all the cubes together, I know that all together in total, Kaden has 19 cubes. Good job. Give yourself a smiley face above your bar model if you rocked that. Okay, so here comes the tricky part. We need to use our bar model and what we know and what we're trying to figure out to write a number sentence that matches this story. So our number sentences, they could be addition or they could be subtraction. In addition, I know in Georgetown we sing this song, we put our parts together to make the total. And in subtraction, we start with a total and break it apart. So what's Caden doing in this story? Is he adding? Is he subtracting? What matches best? Well, I know he's not subtracting. I know he's not throwing any cubes away or taking some away. So I think we're going to go with an addition number sentence. Okay, so in addition, we put our parts together to make the total. Go ahead and write your addition number sentence. Now remember, don't get tricked. There's not just 2 parts, there's 3 parts that we need to add together. All right, now see if your number sentence matches mine. 4 plus something plus 8 equals 19. We've got our 4 brown cubes plus some pink cubes plus 8 green cubes makes the total 19 cubes. All right, let's think about how we can figure out how many pink cubes there are. How can I find that missing part? Go ahead and try to solve on your own. All right, I want to show you this cool strategy that one of my Georgetown scholars taught me. So I'm going to write my number sentence down. Now in Georgetown, we know that we can put together the parts that we already have. So I know that 4 plus 8, oh, that's one of my fact power facts. 4 plus 8 makes 12. So together those are 12. But I still don't know how many pink cubes there are. So 12 plus something makes the total 19. Okay, go ahead and catch 12 in your brain. Let's count up and see how many more we need to get to 19. 12, do it with me. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I needed 7 more fingers. So I know that missing part is 7. What does the 7 represent? Is it 7 hot air balloons? Is it 7 dogs? No, it's 7 pink cubes. Good job. All right, are you ready for another challenge? Okay, so as I read this story problem, I want you to visualize and make a movie in your brain. This story is all about my Georgetown friend Jamari, who he's just like Miss Flaherty. He loves ice cream. So I want you really to picture his ice cream scoops as I read the story. Jamari has some vanilla scoops, 6 chocolate scoops, and 7 strawberry scoops of ice cream. His whole ice cream bowl has 16 scoops. How many vanilla scoops does Jamari have? I hope that you were able to see Jamari and all his yummy ice cream. Okay, so what do we already know in this story? Good. We know that he has 6 chocolate scoops. Is that a part or is that the total number of scoops? Good work, team. That's just a part. So label P for part. Okay, what else do we know? Good. We know that he has 7 strawberry scoops. P for part. Anything else that the story already told us? Good. We know that his whole ice cream bowl has 16 scoops. Ooh, so what does that 16 represent? Is that just the part or is that the total number of scoops? Good job, team. That's the total. So I'm going to write T for total. Ooh, this reminds me of our story problem about Caden and his cubes. This story problem is a little different. How many different parts do we have? How many different kinds of ice cream are there? Good. There's vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. So we're going to be having 3 parts in our number sentence. Okay, so I want you to use what you labeled and what we thought about to draw your bar model. Make sure you label all your parts and your total. Okay, go ahead. Feel free to pause the video if you need, but now, if you're ready, check to see if your bar model matches mine. I have some vanilla scoops, 6 chocolate scoops, and 7 strawberry scoops. All together, the total is 16 scoops. Give yourself a big smiley face if you rack that bar model. All right, so now we get to use that bar model to help us write a matching number sentence. In this story, do you think addition or subtraction matches it better? Good. I know it's not subtraction because he's not losing any scoops or throwing any away. So we'll write an addition number sentence. In addition, we put all our parts together to make the total. Go ahead and write your addition. All right, let's see if it matches my addition number sentence. Something plus 6 plus 7, don't forget that third part, equals the total 16. Awesome. Now, using the cool Georgetown strategy that we just practiced in our last story problem, I want you to go ahead and try to figure out what's the missing part in this number sentence. I'm going to write it on my board too. All right, what should we do first? Good. We can put together these parts that we already know. Ooh, that's another fact power fact. 6 plus 7 makes 13. Okay, so we have something plus 13 makes the total 16. All right, let's go ahead and catch 13 in our brain. Let's count up and see how many more we need to get to 16. Ready? 13, 14, 15, 16. How many more scoops? Good, 3 more scoops. Okay, what does that 3 represent? We're talking about 3 airplanes? No, we have 3 vanilla scoops in Jamari's bowl. Good job. I am super impressed with your hard work today. And just like always, you can have your grown-up send a picture of your awesome story problem strategies and number sentences to your teacher. And they'll make sure that they send it to me so I can give you a big shout out in our next video. Can't wait to talk to you soon.